Hey guys, what is going on? This is Travis P11. I want to welcome you back to the channel. Well, you know guys, sometimes we test some expensive gear and sometimes we test some not so expensive gear. And today we're going to take a look at one of those not so expensive pieces of gear. So I was in the market for a watch. I'm a little bit of a watchaholic, which is funny because you never actually see me wearing them, yet I always seem to buy them. I love my G-Shock watches. I think they're one of the best values out there. I've had this one for close to 10 years now, and it's still running the exact same battery that it had when I first bought it. And so I decided to kind of look around a little bit and see what's out there for value price, tactical style, rugged watches. And that led me over to, I believe you pronounce it Aliexpress. Aliexpress, I might be pronouncing that wrong. So this is my first time I've ever actually used the website. And so kind of using these G-Shocks as the standard, I decided to go ahead and pick up an inexpensive tactical watch. I ordered on April 26th. Today is May 3rd, and I did get it in the mail already, which is awesome. It did ship from China. Aliexpress is kind of like Wish.com. They're kind of an electronic superstore. You know, they've got really good prices on different items. As for the quality on these things, you know, I really can't speak to it because I've never purchased for them before until now. And I was in the market for something kind of like a digital analog style tactical watch. And when I went over to Aliexpress, we'll just call it Aliexpress. This watch came in about 10 or 15 different camo patterns, which is really cool. When I got it in the mail, I got a registration card. Apparently it has an international warranty. And it came with a little like flip thing you put on the back of your phone. Just a couple little perks they threw in there. When you order this watch, and I'll put a link to this watch down below, and I did purchase this with my own funds. I'm not doing any kind of an affiliate link or anything like that. This was just straight up purchased, you know, right from AliExpress. I paid $11.51 delivered. I think it's about 14 bucks, but they give you $3 off on your first order, which is really cool. We do get the instruction manual that comes with the watch that's going to show you how to set it. It is in English, although most of these watches are pretty simple. They're pretty straightforward. So let's go and check it out real quick. Let's get it out of the package. The camo seems to be a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. I ordered a gray camo. It's almost like a, I don't think you can even tell. It's almost like a black with some gray splotches on it. It's not a bad camo pattern. This sucker is probably well in excess of 50 millimeters wide. And if you know watches, that is getting up to a pretty good size. But on the other end, it does make for a watch that's really easy to read. Got some tag here in Chinese. I'm not sure what that actually says. It's Smael is the brand. I think I featured one other watch from this company a long time ago that I purchased off of Wish.com. So here, let's get this tag off and we'll come right back. Okay guys, so just right out of the box, something that really catches my attention is the quality of the plastic, this like silicone rubber. It does feel very similar to my old school G-Shock watch. Sometimes you get a brittle plastic and that has a tendency to break or snap easily. This is actually nice and flexible. It's got kind of a soft feel to it, which is really nice. The hinge, it's kind of like a kind of a matte aluminum finish compared to the polished stainless steel I think that G-Shocks use. And you can see the size difference. This is an older model. This is kind of a smaller model. This is probably about 30 millimeters, I'm guessing. And this guy's almost like an aviator style watch. Now this does have the reverse LEDs on it. So it's almost like a black on white type of LED, which can be a little bit difficult to read in the dark. I believe that we do have a flashlight on here. I'm sorry, not a flashlight, a backup light to light up the display. And so I'll find that here eventually. I'm still trying to figure out all the features on it. The back of it, it does say water resistance to 5 ATMs, 5 atmospheres. Stainless steel back, which is kind of nice, although on some of these cheaper watches I've actually had them rust before and I'm not in any kind of a salty environment. It does say shock resistant. Okay, it still runs. That's a good sign. Let's see, weak display, 1/100 chronograph, dual time. You're going to get the front display, which is cool, and you're also going to get the digital display also. So we've got the day of the week. We've got the seconds down here. I'm sorry, the day of the week, the date, the seconds down below, and then also you've got your time going on over here too. So we're going to get that all set, and we'll mess around with it. If you click through the modes, it's going to go through an alarm mode, and again, it's going to be really hard to get this to show up for you guys. You've got your regular day and date mode. Do you have any kind of a stopwatch? Okay, we do have a stopwatch. You got the 1/10 of a second down here. Your seconds on the left-hand side, and then it has an ST on it for stopwatch, which is pretty cool. All right, we'll go and stop that. And it does not have any kind of a countdown timer. So alarm, regular clock, digital clock, day, date, and stopwatch. So it's not a bad amount of features for only, you know, $11.50. I'm going to wear this around a little bit and just kind of see how it holds up. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and do a water test. I'm just going to dunk it in the water, take it back out and see if we have any kind of a leak at all. One thing you don't want to do with a lot of watches, and people do this, but you really shouldn't press your buttons unless the watch is like diver rated or you know it's going to be waterproof, because when you push these buttons in underwater, water, many times that's going to break the rubber seal that they have, and that's going to allow water to flood the case, and that's where you run into some problems. It has all kinds of different cities from around the world on it. I don't know if this, so you can set the time if you want to kind of match that, or if it's just part of the design. Again, it does say water resistant and mode. So let's go and get this set. I'm going to see if I can find, there we go. Okay, so your backlight, it has kind of an indigo style where it goes green. There you go. So you can see that stays on for a couple seconds, and you can check out all the different modes. So that's your stopwatch mode, and that's your day and date mode right there. And your alarm, which is cool too. So I'm gonna set that and see how loud it is and see if I can actually wake up to it tomorrow morning. It's got kind of a cool tactical industrial look to it. I really do like that in a watch. Let's get that back in focus for you. There you go. It's always kind of hard to do these close-ups on these watches, but otherwise it's a little bit thick. That's probably 15 to 20 millimeters thick, which is a pretty good size watch. You know, if you want something kind of rugged for camping, or you want something for fishing, you're going to want something you don't mind beating up. And the nice thing about these is if you scratch the face on them, if you lose them, if they get stolen, they get broken, whatever, you're only out $11.50. Although I've had, you know, like I said, my G-Shocks for years. You know, sometimes it's not a bad idea just get yourself a nice budget price watch, and you can get yourself, you know, $15 watches at Walmart all day long. But I do like the selection that Aliexpress has because of the camo options. You can get something that kind of goes along with the pattern that you like. Fit and finish seems to be a little bit higher quality than some of the more basic Walmart watches. So this is bugging me just a little bit. I see some bubbles coming out of here, and I'm hoping that those bubbles are not going into the case. Otherwise, we're not going to have a waterproof watch, and that's pretty much going to end this review. But it could just be bubbles that are going in this little front cover that's just snapped on there. There could just be some air that's escaping. We do actually have the watch completely submerged. Something I discovered about it that I really like is about the 4 o'clock position on the front of the face. It does have a reset for the stopwatch, which is cool. So you have start, stop on the stopwatch. In the bottom right corner is your reset. You can almost hold it in your hand like a traditional stopwatch, which I really like. Like I said before, you got your mode button right here, and then on the other side, you got your light button. So we're gonna let this sit for a couple minutes, and we'll bring it back and see if there's any water in the case, and if not, we'll just kind of get this in the daily rotation and start wearing it. So something that's kind of interesting, it says you can wear the watch when bathing and washing the car, but never push the button in the water. So yeah, that's something like I was mentioning before. I don't have any warranty information on here. You know, I don't know, maybe there's something here in Chinese on that tells you about the warranty. I don't know. I did not look up Aliexpress's return policy. It's probably 30 days, but a lot of times with these places, you got to pay for the return yourself, which is really a pain. And it can be more expensive than what you paid for the item. So, you know, if you break it or whatever, just maybe write it off as a loss. But then again, it's not a $100 G-Shock too. So, all right, let's go and get the watch out of the water, and we'll see if it survived. So, all right, I mean, yeah, so it passes the initial test, and like I said, I think those bubbles are all this little plastic case that's snapped on the front of the watch itself. There is no water actually inside of here, and what's coming out is what's kind of coming out in all the little creaks and crevices that it has. So for right now, we're gonna give it a thumbs up. We'll wear it this summer, beat it up a little bit. Maybe I'll give you guys a little evaluation at the end of the summer and let you know how it came out. Okay, so just kind of holding it back here, you can kind of get all the different angles and views of it. There you go. Lots of adjustability. I do like the camo pattern. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. I thought it was maybe more of a digi style, just kind of looking at it in the pictures, but it's a little more subdued, which is kind of nice. Yeah, it's a decent looking watch. It's not bad. So this isn't the best test, but this does show you what the little hands look like when they're glowing in the dark. And it's so dark in here, I can't even get it to focus. And then you can press the little EL button to light up the hands from the displays. Again, it's only going to stay in focus for a few seconds, but at least gives you an idea what we're talking about here. So, all right, guys, we'll keep messing around with it and see how well it holds up, and we will go from there. So, guys, if you like what you see, please like or subscribe. And again, you can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm also on Gunstreamer and gunchannels.com. You can also find me over on guntube.org. So make sure you guys support GunTube, as well as Caliber Corner. It's our little Thursday night from 5 to 7 podcast that we feature on our channel. That's typically 5 to 7 Central Time, 6 to 8 East Coast Time. Make sure you guys check it out. So that's it, guys. This is the Smael, I guess you could say, tactical watch, water-resistant, dual-time watch, analog digital watch. And guys, I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.